welcome to this episode of Wellness in Woodford. My name is Jennifer Stevens. I am the Public Relations Coordinator here at the Woodford County Chamber of Commerce. This is my first podcast that I'm on, so I'm very excited to be here today with Cole Granis of the Health Department, and he is here to talk to us about his youth engagement project. So, Cole, do you want to introduce yourself and give some highlights on what you're going to talk about with us today?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that excellent opening and welcome, Jennifer Stevens. I very much appreciate being a guest on the podcast today. I do have something that I want to present to the community, to the county, and let them know what they can expect from our project in the next year. So, as Jennifer said, my name is Cole Granis. I am the Youth Engagement Project Director at the Woodford County Health Department. An excellent addition to the public services added in Woodford County. If you don't know about all the wonderful things that the Woodford County Health Department is doing, feel free to come to our Coffee with the Chamber on April 8th. It'll be in the morning at the public library. We're going to talk all about all the services that the health department offers and all the initiatives that you can take part in if you're a resident of Woodford County.
You guys are having like each person from each department talk at that coffee meeting, right?
We are, yeah. If you're interested in PowerPoints and lively discussion, please show up and get your free coffee on April 8th.
Yes.
We are looking forward to having many people in attendance. For
Please
that
come.
discussion.
Yeah. I think people don't really see all the things that their local health department does. So this is a great opportunity to come and really learn and check that out and see where they can meet your personal needs. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and one of my favorite things is making PowerPoint slides. So I really went all out with the slides that they gave to me. So
awesome! Can't wait to see it.
So for me, I really want to talk about the Youth Engagement Project today. I'll give you a little bit of background on myself, just briefly. I worked with the University of Kentucky for about 10 years and decided that I wanted to make a change. And after that, I enrolled in the AmeriCorps program. I became an AmeriCorps Vista for a year, and that brought me to Woodford County. I worked with Life Adventure Center here in Woodford County for a year, learned all about their mission and what they were striving to do, not just for the people of Woodford County, but the entire region. And I met some really lovely people out while I was there. One of them really kind of directed me to nonprofit work, said I was good at it, and said that she thought that I wanted to be of service, and this was the best way to do that. So
Nice.
I have to credit her, and I'm not going to name drop her because she'd love that too much. She would love that too much. So
I just want to chime in really quick. Cole is great at nonprofit work. He's actually, we have a nonprofit roundtable here at the chamber, and he is one of our champions for that group. And he does a great job at that.
Yeah, you get the championship belt, and you just can't help but work hard. Nonprofit champion, it's a great moniker, and I'm proud to hold it. It's really, really good. Yeah, and if you want to come to those roundtable meetings, that's the second Thursday of every month in the morning, and those are open to the public. Anyone can come to those. We always welcome guests, even if you're not a nonprofit. We always want people to come in and hear what our nonprofits are doing. Also, on April 8th, if you enjoy fiscal court meetings, the Nonprofit Roundtable will be presenting to the fiscal court on April 8th at 5:30. I believe those meetings are held. So if you want to come out for that, I'll be there, being as...
That sounds like a blast.
Yeah. But yeah, I finished up my AmeriCorps year, and this opportunity with the health department came available. They were working in conjunction with our local ASAP board, and they were creating this project, which is a community coalition. Essentially, the Youth Engagement Project is a DFC funded project through the CDC. And it is year over year $125,000 that gets pushed in to the county for projects that are aimed at preventing first-time substance use amongst teenagers, and also reducing other high-risk behaviors amongst the teenage population. So when I heard what the project was and the direction they wanted to go, and knowing a lot of the needs that already existed in Woodford County from my time with AmeriCorps, I just knew that this was going to be the best fit for me. And also meeting the people at the health department who are, by far one of the finest group of people that I've ever had the chance to work with. So that in and of itself kind of made the decision for me. And I chose to, take on the role.
That's very cool. So preventing first-time substance users, that's a big task. What are some of the ways in which you all even begin to tackle this? Do you go off research and, create programs based on that, or do you want to speak more to that?
Certainly, yeah. So when I came onto the project, it had already been going for about a year, and what they had done in that time is they had kind of built up a community coalition, and they had kind of run into a few walls with what the research was telling them, what the data collection was telling them, and they were kind of wondering where to go now or where to go next. And when I came in, just like anybody who comes into a new job, you're like, I've got a ton of ideas and I'm going to try all of them because all of them are going to work because they're my ideas and they're so great. You have these just imaginings that, you are the cure to everything, but it's not that. It's not one person, right? What you learn very quickly, and definitely what I learned very quickly, is that it is not a one-man show, even though it might seem that way sometimes. It's an entire community who has to work towards these goals, and that ultimately becomes the goal, is involving the entire community to tackle these problems together. So what we've really tried to do is we have like the activities and initiatives that we want to start up and we want to get youth engaged in, but what we really want are those partnerships, and we want partnerships with institutions that students and families already trust in the county, right? So that's going to be your schools and your public libraries, right? Your recreation centers where students and families go regularly to engage in activities, right? Yeah, your chambers, exactly. Yeah, I think everyone knows that I'm in the chamber far too much. I visit far too often, more than is healthy, I think. So
everybody's welcome here.
It's very true. I run into people that I haven't seen in a while whenever I come into the chamber, which is always good.
We're also a social club.
Yeah, Woodford County Social Club. But yeah, so building those partnerships and kind of building on the trust that already exists in the county is just a great way to get started. Even if you're not, a project that is federally funded like ours, if you're trying to start up anything new, really becoming a fixture in the community and working with the people that have already done the work is a great way to get started. And that fortunately is what we've been able to do over the past few months. We have programs that are starting up at Falling Springs. We have our youth engagement interest survey that is going up at all the schools. It's an incentive-based survey, which people love, incentives. You can take the survey, add your email, and you're essentially entered to win one of 5 gift cards for $50.
Nice.
So if anyone's interested in that, it's just a QR code. Those will be at the school pickup line. There's one here in the chamber lobby that you can scan. We're going to have them at the public library as well, and there will be a big one at Falling Springs. If anyone wants to participate in that survey, we would love your feedback. We want to know we know what problems exist. I feel like in the coalition's first year, they got a good idea of what the problems are. What we're looking towards now are the solutions. We want to know what students are interested in. We want to know what teenagers, would find engaging. We want to know about those activities so that we can provide them.
Would you care to share what some of those problems you've identified are?
Yeah. So, students, particularly middle school students, and this is where I'm going to plug our youth council that exists in our middle school, and that's run by our magnificent Frisk, Mallory White. She is such a great partner in the middle school, but she hosts those youth council meetings for us. And all of the middle school students that participate in that program are so open with their opinions. They offer them up so readily, and it is so appreciated because, the first one I went to, I was like, oh, I'm going to really have to pry these answers out of them, and they did not need any prying at all. They were like, this is what I would love to do. This is what we want to do. My friends
That's
love
awesome.
this. And that, I can't tell you how beneficial that is to have.
Yeah.
Mainly because, we want to kind of highlight those youth voices. We want them to kind of lead us, and that's something that's difficult. Even for me, I'm not quite decrepit yet, but I definitely am removed a fair bit from what it is to be young. So hearing what they are interested in now, and what they would like to do, and kind of the goals and aspirations they have, and how we might be able to help fulfill those goals, short and long term, is really a great experience. But I think you asked me about problems. I will often wander, so you'll have to pull me
No,
back to the
that's
path
okay.
every now
You
and
just, no, you made a
Yeah.
great point.
Yeah.
If you are creating opportunities for the kids to, be challenged and inspired,
Yeah.
maybe they won't have the room to stray into.
Yeah. Well, so one thing that we kind of worry about are the possibilities of a lack of access, a lack of opportunity, a lack of financial assistance, or even like food insecurities and homelessness, kind of leading to the exacerbation or the proliferation of that first time substance use. So we really want to focus on eliminating those barriers to access, and making sure that if someone wants to have an opportunity or to engage in an activity, that they have that opportunity, to make sure that if anyone has some interest that they aren't able to fulfill, then we want to be able to be a bridge for that.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I mean that's definitely our focus, and just. I think I'm gonna probably circle back around to this several times, but it comes back to this community idea, because with community, that's how you build connection.
Sure.
And that first time substance use tends to be because you feel isolated, you feel kind of withdrawn, and not really connected to the people around you or the community at large, and that is such a hard thing to overcome when you're young. You don't have all the tools that you need. Even now, people my age struggle with that.
Absolutely.
So when we want to, help those who, maybe their brains haven't fully developed yet, to make sure that they are safe, even from themselves. So
Absolutely. And giving kids the opportunity to get off their phones, social media was not that big when I was their age, and I can't imagine what it's like now. So
yeah, well, I mean, like one fear that you didn't really have to think about too much when I was younger, was that if the child or your son, your daughter, is in their room, then they're safe, right? You have this assumption that if they're in your house and they're in their room and you know they're in there, then they're safe from all harms, and that's not really the case anymore. If they have their phone, if they have their laptop, then they're open to harm.
Well, and like you just said, isolation's not
Exactly.
necessarily safe either.
Which is
so.
crazy because we have so many other ways to connect now, like through social media and through communication on our phones and things like that. But it does become isolating. There's a way that it turns in on itself and kind of corrupts itself. So we have to make that part of our mission as well. If we want to engage them, we want to engage them in ways that are healthy and that give them all that potential for growth that we want to see in our young people. So
Absolutely. Well, this is such an extraordinary mission that I don't think enough people are talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy to have gotten you behind the mic today.
Yeah.
And to give your spiel about it.
Yeah.
Is there, other than, participating in your QR code, you talked about getting those gift cards, is there a way that people who are listening can keep up with what you guys are doing?
Absolutely. So we do have our website, which is yepwoodford.org. And you can absolutely go there. I am always looking for, connections to program opportunities for young people in Woodford County. So if you ever want to just email me, I'm just going to tell you my email address.
Yeah,
so
we'll put this in the notes as well.
So it's Cole, COLE .Granis, GRANNIS @ky.gov, and you can just email me directly if you have any ideas or you have an opportunity, you're a youth program provider, and you want to be part of this project. I want to hear from you, so please feel free to reach out to me.
That's awesome. And we have a lot of creative people in this community, so you might be getting some creative ideas in your inbox.
I love creative
for
ideas.
These kids engaged.
I love them. I'm very excited about this project. It is something that I feel very passionate about, and it's something that is needed, not just in our county, but our entire region, and probably our entire country, honestly. So please, if you feel like this is something you would be interested in participating in, please reach out. But definitely take the survey, because we want to know, what young people are interested in doing.
One last question.
Of
Just made me
course.
think of this. Do you guys do any type of mentorship or, I might not be using the right terms, but
That's
a brother-sister program, or,
Sure.
connecting kids with a mentor?
It's so funny. So I was fortunate enough to be able to give a presentation at the Woodford County Opioid Summit in December. And one of the things that I had kind of prepared for that was this idea. One of the biggest issues in youth programming is engaging high school students. Pretty much everyone who's involved in youth programming stops after middle school. It's and that's kind of across the board. And the big reason, well, there's a couple of reasons, but the big one is that once you get to high school, your course is kind of set. So if you play basketball, then you play basketball all the time. If you play softball, you play softball all the time. Yeah. Like that's just the way. And that's understandable, but it also is kind of limiting, right? And it's a difficult thing because we want youth to be engaged, and those youth are engaged, but are they engaged to their fullest potential? Mm-hmm. Are they reaching all the goals that they set for themselves? Is the goal just softball? Is it just basketball? One thing that we had thought of when you speak of mentorship is one thing that high school students tend to want is to be viewed as adults, right?
Yeah.
And the problem with that is that no one sees them as adults because actual adults are like, no, you're not. You're
Yeah.
not a grown up.
Yeah.
You're not a grown up. But there is one population on the earth that would see a high school student as an adult, and that's elementary age students. Because elementary age students only see adults as one thing, big,
Yeah.
right? They only see
That
them
makes
as
sense.
big, right?
Yeah.
So one way, because our mission is just for middle to high, one way to bring in those elementary age students, one idea is to have a mentorship program where it's high school students kind of supervising or overseeing, along with an actual adult, those elementary age students in like an art project or games and social time and like that
Very
type of thing.
cool.
So that's one way that we want to in the future create an opportunity for mentorship. Yeah.
That sounds like a really cool opportunity.
Yeah, we'll see. I hope it works out. But thank you so much, Jen. Thank you so much, Corey. Thank you so much, Emily and the Chamber for doing this, because it is a great opportunity. And, I hope I've made enough of an impression to be invited back one day.
No, this is awesome. I think this is the explanation that a lot of people were looking for about this kind of work you all are doing.
Yeah.
So it's very exciting stuff.
Yeah.
And y'all don't forget to come to the Chamber Coffee at the library, April 8th, 8:30 a.m. You get free coffee, and you get the total rundown on what the Woodford County Health Department is doing here for its people in Woodford County. All right. Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.